Hello summoners and welcome. My name is Kai and this is Showmanship Gaming. Let's get right down to it. Everybody in Bronze keeps saying that their teammates are bad and they're stuck in Elo Hell. But this channel and its contents will show you that this is just not true, and give you the knowledge necessary to climb out of Bronze. Since this channel is mostly about advice, I figured the best way to kick things off is to talk about all the advice out there. There are a lot of videos on the net from high-rated players giving advice on climbing the ladder. But I'm willing to bet a good number of you have tried that advice and still not climbed much. There's a reason for that. But before I begin giving advice, I need to tell why I'm qualified to give it. Otherwise, I'm just another nutter on the internet spewing nonsense out of his mouth. Well, the truth is, I'm only Silver 4 myself. Yes, he's a noob too. He probably doesn't any better than me. Why should I listen to him? That's probably what you're thinking, right? Hear me out. I started my ranked career at the very beginning of Season 3 as a top lane main, and I was bad. Like, I didn't even realize how bad I was so bad. And so, thinking I was gonna get at least Silver 4, maybe Bronze 1 at the worst, I was placed in Bronze 4. And after about 20 ranked games, I realized that top wasn't working for me. I then became a support main and climbed all the way to Bronze 2 over the course of another 20 games. Then the season ended. Season 4 I was placed in Bronze 2 and I just didn't really play much at all. Then Season 5 came and I was placed again in Bronze 2. And this time I even made it to Bronze 1. Yay, right? Wrong. Because of a devastating string of losses and the LP system at the time, I was completely sunk down to Bronze 5. Upset and demoralized, I refused to play ranked for months. That was until about 2.5 months ago when I got bit by the bug, and I decided to do a few things different than how I normally played, and it worked. After about 20 to 30 games, I was sitting in Silver 5 with my promo matches just behind me. TLDR, I know the struggle. I've lived it, I've escaped it. And I'm not special. I'm not even Krillin. Heck, if I were a red shirt, I would die just from tripping over a rock. That's why I know that anyone can climb. Now the first thing that I have to get out of the way is that just because you are low elo does not make you bad. Yes, the people in higher elos are better than you, but the reason for this is mostly that they have more experience with the game, okay? You are not necessarily bad. You just do not have the necessary experience to grow and climb. Now that's out of the way, back to the topic on hand and my point. The fact of the matter is that all advice a high-level player gives you might not apply to you. For example, specific mechanical experiences are not something a high-level player can teach in a video. Yes, you will gain the knowledge that this thing is possible, but that doesn't mean you will have the skill to execute the play yourself just from watching the video. Most of the mechanical skills that high-level players show off are just simply beyond what a bronze player is capable of. I'm sorry to say it, but that's just the truth. So what advice do you follow in order to climb? Hands down, the most effective advice for low elo players is that which teaches and promotes critical and active thinking, as well as game knowledge. The thing about low elo is that no one has high skill in any area. If you're able to out-mechanic your lane opponent, that's all well and good. But if your opponent can outthink you, he will win every time. This allows someone who is actively thinking in their games to dominate an uncoordinated team. Here's a good example that explains all of my points in one go. A while back I was playing a draft game with some friends. I picked Jack's top lane. My opponent immediately locked in Renekton. Of course, my friends were all mocking me, telling me how screwed I was and how they were glad they weren't me. Now, I knew that Jax has a hard time against Ren. But here's the thing. I also knew that Jax has one of, if not the strongest, level 1 duels in the game. And the only reason Ren counters Jax is that he can negate that dueling potential. So I get into lane and start hitting the wave. Renekton walks up to me and cleaves me and my minions. I realize he doesn't know what makes Renekton beat Jax, so I start fighting him, and I decimate him. After the fight, he backs away from the wave but stays in lane. I push up, spike level 2, and kill him for first blood. And this sort of thing happens all the time in every game. If you get good at critical and active thinking, you will be amazed at how quick you climb. So in conclusion, if you are low elo, take all advice with a grain of salt. Yes, even mine. Well folks, this has been Kai of Showmanship Gaming. Thank you so much for watching my first video. If you liked it, let others know I'm here. And if you didn't like it, tell me I'm a know-nothing piece of shit in the comments below and let others know you feel that way. At any rate, I hope you all go out and have a good game. Well played.